Hey there, it's Raven Scry here today to offer another crypto reading. This one is offered by John, so thank you, John. And he's selected Linu, which is Linu, Limewire, and Meld. So three kind of quite unique ones that really I haven't heard much about at all. So before we start, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research and follow your own heart before investing. And if you would like one of these readings, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me via the About page of the channel and the email there. Okay, enjoy. The first coin that you've selected is Linu. Okay. Okay, so interestingly, the last couple of days of readings, they're talking about trouble in the system. Now, I feel as though this is kind of speaking more on a larger market story that's incoming, and it's like they're wanting to refer to this as possible lower prices before we move into the individual coin, because as you know, Bitcoin, when it dumps, often a lot dumps with it. But they're just bringing my attention to possible market trouble in the system, basically. So now that we've kind of moved through that, it's interesting too, I'm getting a feeling like I've got something in my eye. And often when I'm reading, it's like the things that take place within my experience are very much connected to the reading. It's like there's something that's perhaps not being seen here. I don't know if this is with you or whether this is with the project, but I'm just going to move through that, but I'll speak to it so it can shift and move. Okay, so moving into Linu, they're talking about destructive energy. And like I do see, I see it moving along, moving down, but I do see it having some decent runs. I ask Spirit, okay, what have you got for me around Linu? They're implying like just hold off because there's some sort of drop here. And I ask, okay, is it referring to the drop? Yes. And I ask, well, okay, as we move along further beyond this drop that they're speaking of, beyond this pullback, it will pick up speed. And see some pretty decent heights is the way that it's coming through. And Spirit wants to say that they're bringing me back to this trouble in the system and waiting in regards to this. It almost feels like they'd be saying this because perhaps there's going to be quite a drop with it, or quite a crushing of this project, and I feel that it is a smaller project, so that would make a lot of sense. And there is this thing of there's something that's not being seen here with this project. I feel like I keep having this prominent vision thing coming in, something that's not being seen within this project. It's like there's something that's a bit nefarious around the energy. It's like hidden and manipulative. So perhaps whoever's behind this is not coming from the best place. And, we know that there's a lot of rug pulls and things in this space, but I just sort of feel like I'm getting this interference energy, and often when that kind of comes in, it's a little bit of a negative vibe, and to be mindful of it. But if you're feeling this project, certainly waiting until it's kind of it's offering better prices is how it's coming through at this time. Now, it can always change, this information, but this is just what's coming through for now, and it feels like this trouble in the system feels very relevant because that's what they're wanting to open up with. And that's what they're wanting to open up with quite a few, it's being mentioned in quite a few of my readings over the last couple of days, so just to be mindful of that. So, okay, I'm just going to ask Spirit as we move further into 2024, into 2025, Linu. I'm feeling there's someone behind it that's laughing, that's not got good intentions. So I'd be mindful of this one. I'd be mindful and wary of this sort of, untruths. There's some energy around it that I don't fully trust. Whoever's behind this, so it could well do some nice moves and crazy moves, but just be aware that there may be a rug on this one. And I barely ever said that, but that's the sense I'm getting. I'm getting this kind of devious energy in the background, so just be mindful there. Okay, interesting the way that Spirit shows things. And now that we've read that coin, my eye is just totally back to normal. It's like magical, this work, I have to say. Hey. All right, so moving along now to the second coin, Limewire. I just feel like, it wants to make me make a sound, these little sounds. It's like exciting. There's a heart feeling in this one. There's excitement. It makes me want to dance. It's like I want to move with Limewire, and I'm getting interesting buzz coming through from Spirit with this. So nice. There's a lightness, and there's a fun. There's a joy. There's a creativity going on, and I ask Spirit, what have you got to share around Limewire? Creative growth. Creative growth and good resonance. There's a good resonance here within what it's connected to and its use case. And as I ask Spirit, okay, well, as we move along with this one into 2024, further into 2024, into 2025, success. I feel like it's success and it's creating joy for others. There's a lightness to it. There's a light energy. And it's making me feel open. There's an open flow of energy here. But I ask, okay, I'll go back to asking about the trajectory of the project moving into 2024. They're giving me an up. Now, they show me kind of moving further along into 2020. They show me moving up, then they show it moving down, and then they show like a big kind of run that it does. And I ask, is that 2024, 2020? I feel as though the bigger run is in 2025, but there is big movement later in 2024, it feels like. And it just has this joyful energy around it. It has this kind of warmth, which is nice. And Spirit wants to say, these are the best kinds, because it's almost like they're implementing something that is not just in the tech world. It's offering something to the people, which, these are the best kind. They're Spirit's words. Because Spirit's all of the heart. Often when there's things that are just driven by finance and money, it's like, oh yeah. But they kind of, when there's this heart resonance and this connection, it's like then they really draw in. Positive energy here with Limewire. And I ask, is there anything more that they wish to share around Limewire? They're showing it being implemented into other projects, and there being a few of them. There's a few of these projects. They're being implemented, and there's coins being given. Is this what they're showing me? It's like, and then there's coins, like it's an offering, it's an exchange, is the way that it comes through. And it's interesting too, because as there's this exchange, it's like people kind of having this exchange of coin, offering of abundance. Suddenly I hear a pokie machine going bing, and it's just hit a jackpot. So it's like a way of offering an extreme flow of abundance within this offering. So this could be, overall for investors, or this could be for individual experiences with this in some way. But there is this jackpot and I can just hear all these coins. So it's almost like it starts with an initial exchange. Then I hear this jackpot go off and it's like, ooh, and all of a sudden the coins just come flying in. So yeah, it feels kind of interesting and positive. I ask if there's anything more before we move along to the last coin around Limewire. Yeah, they're liking it. They're liking it. They're not making me feel like it's an amazing, trajectory of growth financially in terms of how it's moving in the market. But perhaps that it's not where the emphasis is being put, and perhaps there's for good reason, because they show it in a different way. They show the exchange. It's like it's got substance behind it. It's not just going up the chart. There's something else going on behind the scenes, and how it's being used and implemented that is more than just, an investment. So it's a nice one, like this one. Okay, so I'm going to move along now to the third coin that you've requested, and that's Meld. Now, the first thing that I'm hearing around Meld is adjust your portfolio or you'll regret it. And I ask, okay, help me to understand this, because there's energy around Meld. And it's like they show it kind of moving along, and in the place that they show it, it's a bit staggering. It's staggering around. I ask, a bit more context about adjusting portfolio, like why they've said that. They're just relating to Meld not being too heavily invested in Meld in some way. I'm assuming that it's quite a small project, and perhaps that's why they're saying it. And, this may be just personally, or this may be just an overall statement, adjusting the portfolio. And I ask Spirit, help me to understand this. Why are you saying adjust the portfolio? What's going on with Meld? They're just kind of moving away from Meld. They're stepping back. They're stepping away. They're not really wanting to engage. And I ask Spirit, okay, why are you not wanting to engage here with this project? They're just walking away. And I ask, okay, well, as we move further into 2024, into 2025, what's the trajectory like for Meld? And I feel as though there's some decent moves here. But it's in the way it comes through, it's almost like Spirit feels a bit shitty at times. Like some of these coins, they don't want to engage. Like sometimes they come so close, they come so close, and there's so much resonance and good vibes, but sometimes they just walk in the other direction. It's like someone's just walking out on you. It's like, well, hey, haven't you got anything more to say? It's like, but yeah, they just kind of stepped aside with this one. Although I see trajectory-wise, further into 2024, into 2025, it feels like it's having some decent moves. They're talking about it coming down hard. There's a volatility around it. I feel like they're not perhaps wanting to engage with that element of it. And I ask Spirit, okay, I'm just going to speak directly to them, and I'm going to say, why do you not want to engage with this one? They're just talking about too much trouble. And they're referring to this trouble in the system. I feel as though it's like there's larger dips here, and their energy is not with it, is what I'm wanting to say. It's like it's been left on its own. It's been left out at sea on its own to kind of stay afloat. Spirit's kind of not supporting it in the way it's being shown. But it's interesting too, because I kind of connect to it, and I feel like there's movement there. I feel like there's positivity there, but Spirit is just really standoffish with it. So I guess you just kind of have to go with what feels right in that. But there's not big presence with Spirit supporting the project, is the way that it comes through. Okay, so I'm going to leave the reading there for Meld. I hope that you enjoyed those readings. If you've got anything to add, to share, to comment about any of these projects, please don't hesitate to pop them below in the comments. And if you'd like one of these readings, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me via the About page of the channel and the email there. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you again soon. Raven Scry signing off.